explosive packages put Austin on edge.
Especially in a series of, more than just one weird thing going on. It's different, scary.
They came and pounded on the door. They said we need to evacuate the house.
It's personal because this is our city, this is our town, this is our home, and this is unacceptable.
Tonight, friends and family are remembering a 17-year-old boy killed in an explosion at a home in East Austin.
The Washington Post is now reporting that members of the boy's family knew the family of the victim from the first deadly explosion back on March 2nd.
APD investigators say they believe these three bombings from north to southeast Austin are connected. Our Brittany Glass is live off Galindo Street, where a woman was hurt.
But we begin our team coverage with our Jacqueline Powell on Old Fort Hill Drive. She has new details on the teenager who was killed there.
Well, Robert, Sydney, we're not releasing that teenager's name yet because police are still working on notifying his family members. But we've talked to a lot of people today who knew him, who say he was very bright, very talented, and will be greatly missed.
He was going to go to college and he was going to graduate this year. And they just took his life like that.
DeMontre McKenzie says he's in shock after his friend was killed in a senseless explosion. He says his friend, who lived on this street, had already been accepted to several universities and had big plans. At only 17, he was described as a talented bass player.
He was very passionate in it. And he just loved to play music in the orchestra and in band. I would watch them practice, and he just gave everything his all.
Friends tell us the young man was part of East Austin College Prep's orchestra, and a conductor with the Austin Youth Orchestra told us he played with them as well. The conductor described him as one of the kindest, most positive kids he'd ever worked with a bright future ahead of him. The conductor also said he'd just been accepted into a prestigious summer music program in Michigan that he planned to attend before heading to college.
He had big plans.
McKenzie says friends are rallying to support the young man's family and each other as they mourn losing him.
I hope the person that they find out who the person is and justice is served, because they took his life away and he didn't even deserve that.
We're told the young man's mom, who was also hurt in the explosion, is still in the hospital tonight. Earlier today, when she was taken to the hospital, we were told she was in critical condition. In East Austin, I'm Jacqueline Powell. Now we're going to send it over to Brittany Glass at the site of today's second attack.
Jackie, it's still very much an active scene here in Southeast Austin, and although a number of people who live on Galindo Street tell me they don't know if they'll be able to sleep in their homes tonight because they've been evacuated, they say that the bigger issue at hand here is the woman, their neighbor in the hospital, how she's doing her condition, and really the safety of the city overall. Yasmin Navarro lives on Galindo Street, where she's lived for 15 years. Navarro was at work at the time of Monday's explosion, and she hasn't been allowed back inside her house.
We haven't been at all inside, and we came here thinking we could get our dogs. We have clothes in there, we have everything in there.
But Navarro says what's most upsetting is knowing what happened to the victim.
The victim in this incident came outside of her residence and found a package out front, and she picked up that package, and at that point the explosion, the box detonated.
Both of her and her mom are very good people.
Navarro says she knows the 75-year-old woman and her family well. She says she didn't deserve this.
Of course she's scared because this can happen to anybody. My sisters, my family, my neighbors. That happened to my neighbor.
So we, again, are praying and thinking of her and hoping for a recovery from this incident.
Navarro's hope they can provide security and peace of mind.
Authorities to do something more about situations like this, because even in poor neighborhoods, maybe ours isn't that poor, but there's random people passing by and we never know.
Again, Police Chief Brian Manley says that Austinites should remain vigilant. If you have any concerns about a package on your doorstep that you weren't expecting, it's always better to call 911. Reporting live in Southeast Austin, Brittany Glass, KXAN News.